Mr. Speaker, in the words of Ian Drury, reasons to be cheerful, part 2. I gave the first part of this speech on the 6th of December, column 1171, and this is the continuation, the additional 5 minutes that I have today. And hopefully you will judge whether it's what a waste or not. I want to focus today not on the foreign affairs international aspects, but I do want to begin by pointing out that the government's slogan, Global Britain, and the phrase that we will be a free and independent country again, we are a free and independent country today.
Stop talking us down.
And we have had a policy, a very successful policy of global Britain for decades. And it was Margaret Thatcher, after all, who brought in the European single market, which has been such a benefit to our economy. And it was the Labour government of Tony Blair that made such an impact on the development of the European Union as it has developed out of the European Economic Community that we joined in 1973. Now, I want to say some things about the Labour Party, and I want to say some things to the Labour Party and to Labour voters and Labour Party members all over the country. In 1975, as an undergraduate, I was putting out anti-common market leaflets on the Arbury estate in Cambridge the day before my economics final exam. And those leaflets, I was campaigning for Cambridge against the market. We decided we wouldn't be with the Get Britain Out campaign because they included the National Front and racists and of course the Communist Party, because Stalinists are always happy to line up with the far right, the red shirts and the brown shirts, and that is the same that the Morning Star is doing at this very moment when it supports Brexit, as does the rape cult, the Socialist Workers' Party. But we are in a position where the Labour Party is in a bizarre position, and it was confirmed when I intervened on the Shadow Home Secretary at the beginning of this debate. We are pursuing a Brexit. According to the brief from the PLP office earlier this week, we are going for a sensible Brexit, whatever that is. The reality is, all over the country, we know there is no such thing as a jobs-first Brexit. It is entirely about mitigating the damage. And I have to say, I don't believe that any government would have been able to negotiate anything very different to what Theresa May, the Prime Minister, has negotiated with the EU 27. Because the EU is a rules-based, legally based institution where the 4 freedoms are integral and they cannot be cherry-picked. Whether you have a red cake with red cherries or a blue cake with blue cherries, they won't allow it. So therefore, this deal and the backstop and everything else is an essential part of preserving the integrity of the institutions of the European Union. And why should an organisation you are proposing to leave give you better terms than it gives to its members? That would be unprecedented. So therefore we have to face reality. There is no socialist Brexit. There is no jobs first Brexit. There is no better Brexit. The choice we have to face is, do we wish to go into the blindfold Brexit that is being put forward today, whereby we don't know the future terms of the trading relationship? It could be Canada fragilisticexpialidocious, or it could be Norway plus, but we have no idea. And the fact is, once we have passed this motion, if we do, and I'm sure it will go down, we then are in a very dangerous, uncharted position where a right-wing government in the future could take us into a job-cutting, deflationary or austerity Brexit, and that is why I'll be voting against it and voting to stay in the European Union if I can, to revoke Article 50 if we get the chance.